Damiano Falcioni from BOC, and today I will show you how to create our first microservice. So in this webinar will be presented the creation and deployment of a simple microservice and its configuration into the Olive portal. There are some prerequisites to this webinar. First, you need to have an Eclipse and Maven development environment installed and working, and you also need a working Olive installation. Also, it's recommended to have a knowledge of the Java programming language and knowledge on the application server Tomcat in order to be more easy to manage through the folders, and the knowledge of the MySQL database systems. So the first step is going to the ADOxx portal. From here, we can go in the Olive page, Olive page. Here, in order to create our first microservice, we need to use the standard template that we can find in the source code of the tutorial repository. So we go in the repository, and we have to check the service template Java. This project is a Maven project and can be downloaded from the site in a zip, tar, or depending on the operating system, or you can get from GitHub. So we download the package, simple rename for safety, and we extract. Service template. Service template will contain some other folder, but it's not important in our case. So now we will import this service into our Eclipse environment. Existing project, not, we choose a Maven project. Existing Maven project. Next, browser. Service template. Okay. Finish. Now, if you use the Eclipse environment, you will get this error. You may incur in this error, but we will fix soon. It's just a plugin not recognized, so we need to edit the POM file of Maven and remove the critical plugin. We save, and we update the Maven template. Update the project. Okay. Now all the errors are gone. We can have a look on this project. The template basically constructs all the important part that you need to create in order to interface with the Olive service, the PSM module of the Olive server, the Olive service, and in order to manage the its own instance of the database. So the most important part are under the package REST, and here we have the PSM connector admin that manage the admin view. And here we can, of course, there is a possibility to implement, but for the hello world, we just left the hello world with the annotation hello admin in order to distinguish from the normal view. And the connector view is the what we will see in the once the service, the microservice is called. So this microservice will return hello world. We need, in order to deploy, we need to create, we need to use the Maven build with a specific goal, the goal package, and the profile distribution. We can run this. build. Okay, the build succeeded. Now we can find inside the target folder our war file. We can rename in order to better deploy on the Tomcat server. Okay, now we have the war file. The next step is to create the database for this file. Oh, sorry, I forgot some adaptation that we need in order to deploy it. First, we have to configure our MySQL username and password for root. So in my local test case is root with password omilab. Then, if we would like to not manage the creation of the database, we have to change the Hibernate DLL auto, not to update, but to create. This will automatize the creation of the database, so we don't need to define and import a SQL schema, creation schema, but we just need to create the database that we want, and then Hibernate will take care of creating all the tables and fields. So we have to redeploy now because we forget the stuff. So we simply run as build. Okay, now succeed. Now we need to create the database. So in order to do that, we need to log in our database system. And we need to perform the creation database template. Okay, now our database is created. We can check from our console. If the database is present. Template is here. And you will see that it's empty. Okay. Now we have to deploy our Word file. That is this one is an old one. Remove. We rename this into template, and we will upload in the web app folder of our Tomcat. Tomcat we will take care of automatically, usually will take care of automatically deploying. So we'll see here is deployed and extracted from the Word file. If it's not, you need to stop and start back Tomcat. Okay, so now it's available. Now the next step is to create the service description JSON. In order to do that, we need to read all the information in the documentation available in the service development manual. Here is described how to create this JSON, and this JSON is a really simple structure. I will show you here. This one is our template, and the most important we need a name, a URL identifier, And the most important is the URL that will have to point to the URL of the deployed instance, so in such case, template. So once we created this file, we can go in our Omila page, in our administration panel. We go in the services tab, choose the template that we would like to use, service template, and we submit. If no error happens, we will see, usually in the next page, our template service. And we can edit the endpoints in case we need or disable it, or other more endpoints. The next step is to add this service inside our template. So we need to go in the template tab, click on the services, and enable this template. Save it. Okay. Now the last step is to enable our service in one of our projects. We create a test project for that. Here, if we go in the service tab, we will see the template, the new template service. We just have to subscribe. And if we have the message success, our microservice is registered to this project, and we will see a menu entry in the navigation panel on the left side. Here we can see that if we click on the menu, we will receive the hello world. That is just with what we defined in the connector view. And if we go in the administration, we will see hello admin. So from here, you have the possibility to configure your this microservice for this specific project. And from here, you have the view of what you will, what your microservice will provide. So that's all. Thank you for the attendance to this webinar, and hope to see you in the next one.